From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Rob Westgate. Health ministers from across the country have wrapped up meetings in Calgary, producing a pledge for deeper collaboration to tackle pressing healthcare challenges. A statement says they discuss priorities including access to pharmaceuticals, the fentanyl crisis, and breaking down barriers to a stronger health workforce. Alberta's Adriana LaGrange says the group also spoke about federal contribution to provincial and territorial health budgets. Alberta Premier Danielle Smith says a report into alleged corruption in health contracts has raised questions. The investigation released on Friday found 2 staffers had conflicts of interest, but senior officials did nothing. Smith says the report makes it clear that decision-makers skip steps.
A lot of the revelations that we heard are news to us, and there are some good questions about why it is AHS decision makers and managers didn't flag some of these issues of conflict of interest, that they didn't flag some of the irregularities. And so what it tells me is that, AHS procurement was a bit of a mess.
Smith says neither she nor her ministers were interviewed because they were not asked. Operations will begin to slowly ramp up at a paper mill in northern Ontario after receiving nearly $30 million in federal and provincial cash. Late last month, Cap Paper said it would have to slow down operations at the mill after failing to secure immediate financial support from Ottawa. However, Jobs Minister Patty Hajdu announced yesterday that Ottawa will provide a $12 million loan, and the province said it would give the mill an additional $16.8 million. Now, turning our eyes south of the border, 4 months after protests dubbed No King's Day against U.S. President Donald Trump, another day of protest is planned nationwide today.
Organizers are predicting millions will take part in today's events. 2,600 planned protests across the country, a follow-up to No King's Day protests that filled streets in June. The groups organizing today's events say they're in response to what they call an abuse of power by President Trump and his immigration crackdowns. Republicans are branding the events as Hate America rallies and say the rallies will contribute to the ongoing government shutdown. Alex Stone, ABC News, Los Angeles.
And finally, U.S. health officials in Bucks County, Pennsylvania are sounding the alarm after an 18-year-old high school student died after contracting bacterial meningitis.
School district officials, along with the Bucks County Department of Health, say Ryan Duffy was a high school senior and became sick last week after contracting bacterial meningitis. A letter to parents of the school obtained by ABC News say he was treated in the ICU before dying on Tuesday. Dr. Delana Wardlow practices family medicine and says bacterial meningitis is contagious.
It can be spread through respiratory droplets. It can be spread through coughing. It can be spread through sneezing.
Symptoms can include severe headaches, fever, and sensitivity to light. Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
This is the Canadian Press. In sports, a go-ahead grand slam in the 8th inning changed the story and handed the Toronto Blue Jays a tough Game 5 loss, 6-2 to the Seattle Mariners, who now lead the series 3-2. Things shift back to Toronto for Game 6. In the National League, Shohei Ohtani hit 3 home runs and pitched shutout ball into the 7th inning as the Los Angeles Dodgers punched their ticket to the World Series, defeating the Milwaukee Brewers 5-1 in Game 4 for the NLCS sweep. The Winnipeg Blue Bombers posted a tight CFL 17-16 victory over the Saskatchewan Roughriders, Sergio Castillo kicking a 22-yard field goal as time expired. In the NHL, Brock Besser scored in the 4th round of a shootout as Vancouver beat Chicago 3-2. And finally, Scotty Barnes had 31 points and 6 rebounds as the Toronto Raptors knocked off the visiting Brooklyn Nets 119-114 in NBA preseason action. From the Canadian Press, I'm Rob Westgate.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.